Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Miss Ida and Miss Norma. So we are here to present about our first. Miss, sorry.
Miss A is so small, that's why.
Miss Anne, good afternoon. So we are here to present our first assignment, our first presentation about ITD and ICI Introduction to Drawing and Construction Industry. These are we are our first group 7. It's called Unknown Group, and these are the group members. Our title is Architect. So what an architect does basically, an architect is a person who signs building and designs everything and finally comes up with a proper building, the basic design. Introduction to construction industry. So basically the responsibilities of architect. The responsibilities architecture's responsibility is meeting with the clients and then having a conversation with the other professionals, explaining everything, and then requesting the clients, working with the clients properly, and negotiation and everything. Writing terms and conditions, and finally they get to start with the first project. Before construction, the first thing that an architect does is meeting the clients, communicate with other professionals, and then participate in each and every meetings that is held. Then after that, they research their design criteria, then report the progress to the clients, and then prepare blueprints. And finally then submit the final drawings to the clients and the contractors. Initial design. The architect at first gathers all the information, and then it takes 1 or 2 weeks to design everything, and then come up with the first rough work, which is known as rough work. And then they come up with a schematic design. They go to the second phase, and then they work on it and plan the. It's like a blueprint, but it's not exactly a blueprint. It's just a rough work, and it takes 2 to 3 weeks, and something looks like that. Then design development. After the confirmation of the design, after the client is satisfied, then they go to the third phase and they come up with a final schematic design, which somewhat looks like this. And then the construction document starts. Finally, the blueprint is prepared, and to obtain the building is permit. The blueprint should be detailed enough that you can get apple-to-apple bids from contractor and subcontractors. Then it comes for the bidding and negotiation, answering all the contractors and clients and dealing everything.
What's the blueprint? What's the blueprint?
After the second phase of schematic diagram, they come up with a final.
I know. What's the blueprint?
We'll show it later in the introduction drawing.
Okay.
And then they finally come up with the certificate and the contract that we finally work on. During the construction, advise clients on stage payment, observe the site progress, be the middleman between the clients and contractor, inspecting the building work, and finally solve the problems. And this is the construction administration. Architect functions as the owner's agent, preparing additional detailed drawings if needed, approving the contractor's request to progress payment, and resolving any issues stemming from the conflicts. After the construction, it is now that the architect is the main person who handles everything from the contractors to the clients and everything, and without his opinion, nothing works that fast. Now my friend Ryan will explain about the introduction to drawing.
So, hi everyone, I'm Ryan, and I will be talking about introduction to drawing. what is architectural drawing? Architectural drawing is a type of drawing that gives us the complete view of the drawing, and usually architects will use like A0 size paper to draw it. So the first part of architectural drawing is sketching, and this is important to have like a rough sketch so that it gives a better communication idea between the architect and the client. So the next part is schematic design, which includes bubble diagram and preliminary design. So this is what a bubble diagram looks like. It looks like that. It's used to represent all the flows and to explore, develop, communicate idea and solution. And then we go to preliminary design, which is used to exploring design concept, material selection, and a basis for preparation of finished looking design. Then after that, we have presentation drawing, which is
Where's the example?
of what?
Preliminary design. Drawing.
We have one.
Hey.
So moving on, we go to presentation drawing, which is important to show all the merits of the building. Like you see in this presentation drawing, there's a lot of trees, so I guess this area can be considered eco-friendly environment. And yeah. And then after that, we have design development, which includes working drawing and detail drawing. So there's three parts to working drawing. The three parts are location drawing, assembly drawing, and component drawing. So yeah, this one, a location drawing looks like. It's used to show the location of construction element. And then there's the floor plan, which is like an example of location drawing. It's used to define the spaces and its functional relationship. And this is the architectural blueprint symbols. Yeah. This is the fixed window and the bay window. And you have the pocket door and the bifold door. And this is a roof plan, which is also important to show like the shape, the basic shape of the roof. Yeah. And this is the roof line, and you see down there, there's like four common angles of building a roof, and I guess the most common ones are 35-degree pitch and 30-degree pitch. And this building elevation, it's important to show the four main faces of the building: the north, south, east, and west. And this is assembly drawing. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and it's used to list all the parts and sub-assemblies that make the final product. So yeah, this section through wall is under component drawing, and this is important to show like individual components in its unfixed state. So finally, we have detail drawing, and this is important to like show how component parts are made. Component parts are fit together and how individual components are made. So yeah, thanks. And as a conclusion, like after researching for all of this, I guess we've learned like what are the basic things that an architect needs to do, and that an architect is a very important profession. So yeah, these are the references, and yeah, that's all. Thanks.